Right, in other global news, Russian President Vladimir Putin is proposing direct talks with Ukraine in Istanbul on May 15th. Now, this new proposal came after European leaders demanded that Moscow agree to an unconditional 30-day ceasefire. Now, the dramatic call came from Kiev, where the leaders of UK, France, Germany and Poland gathered in a show of unity alongside Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky. No other European heads of state joined remotely, creating what they called a coalition of the willing. The European leaders claimed that their proposal is backed by U.S. President Donald Trump. The announcement and signals growing transatlantic pressure on Moscow. Trump, who has taken a more transactional and aggressive stance on ending the war, now supports the ceasefire initiative as part of his broader effort to reset American foreign policy.
It is for Russia, it's for Putin to come to the table for a 30-day unconditional ceasefire, and there must be clear sanctions if he fails to do so. There is real unity on that. We need to be clear that that is one of the main outcomes we want from this meeting of the Coalition of the Willing here this morning.
All of us have now to back this unconditional ceasefire for 30 days and increase pressure on Russia. And it means unconditional ceasefire in sky, on land, at sea, that should be long enough and that could be renewable.
Putin's goal is to procrastinate and not make substantive concessions. It is therefore essential that we keep the United States on board and convince President Trump. Ukraine is not the problem. It is extremely constructive. It is Russia that does not move unless we increase pressure.
The Kremlin, however, remains unmoved, at least publicly. Moscow says it is considering the proposal but rejected what it called Europe's confrontational tone. Russia made no firm commitment and criticized the ceasefire pitch as pressure disguised as diplomacy. Russian President Putin says Ukraine talks should aim to eliminate root causes of conflict while proposing direct Russia-Ukraine talks in Istanbul on May 15th. Listen in.
We propose to the Kyiv authorities to resume the negotiations that were interrupted by them at the end of 2022, to resume direct negotiations, and, I emphasize, without any preconditions. We propose to begin without delay next Thursday, May 15th, in Istanbul, where they were held previously and where they were interrupted.
The British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, French President Emmanuel Macron, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, and Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk also paid tribute to the fallen Ukrainian soldiers during their visit. This is the first such joint trip to Ukraine by the four nations.